So here is our big hay field. It looks like just a big giant field of grass, but this is actually all hay. So let's take a look up close to see the difference between the grass that you might have in your backyard and the hay out here in a hay field. So if you take a look, you'll see that we have this plant right here. This is actually alfalfa, and these tall grasses are actually oats and also timothy hay. And we also have clover. And the cool thing about the clover out here is that it is more likely to have 4, 5, and every now and then even 6 leaves. So I think that makes it some very, very lucky hay. So all the hay in our field right now is too short to be harvested. It's not ready yet. But let's take a look at some video I have of what happens when the hay is ready to be harvested and how it goes from all of this into the cows and horses' bellies right next door. So this is our field being harvested now that the hay is high enough. This machine right here, this big red one, is called a flail chopper. It's chopping the nice green hay and it's putting it right into this big red wagon called a feeder trailer, and the farmer's going to take it right next door. He's going to park it right in the middle of the field, and this nice fresh green hay will be eaten by all the cows there. This is called a fresh cut. And here the farmer is back on another day, just getting some more fresh hay for the cows. They really love it. Now let's watch to see how the farmers harvest hay to turn them into those big round bales. I've seen the farmers cut the hay in our field in 2 different ways. The first way is with a mower, and the mower does exactly what it sounds like it does. It's probably a lot bigger mower than what you guys might use in your front yards though, I'm guessing. So it just mows the hay down and then the hay can start to dry. The second way is with something called a mower conditioner. It's a much larger implement, and you'll see it here. It's this big red implement here. And the thing about the mower conditioner is that it cuts the hay, but then it also crushes it, and that helps the hay to dry a lot more quickly. Right before the hay is ready to bale, the farmer first has to rake the hay with a big hay rake, and it's definitely one of the coolest looking farm implements around. So what the hay rake does, and it's a very different rake than you might use to rake up leaves in your yard, is it fluffs up the hay and it forms these big rows up and down the field called windrows. And the windrows will be what the baler follows to then gather up all the hay and make those really cool big rounds of hay. Now here we have my favorite part. I always run out to the field to watch this. This is the baler. This collects all the hay in the rows, gathers it up, it'll stop, and boom! Out pops a round bale. It is really cool to watch. It's always fun to watch how many rounds will be made in each field. Sometimes it's a little, sometimes it's a lot. You never really know. Here's my nephew Oliver on top of one of the rounds. You can see how big they are. And trust me, no matter how hard you push, that round is not going anywhere. Here's our field with all of the rounds in them before the farmer collects them all and takes them next door. Here the farmer uses a forklift to take the rounds and put them on the trailer. He'll take them right next door and store the rounds in the hay shed. Here we are in the farmer's hay shed. Right there you can see the big rounds, and they also keep in there square bales, big square bales and small square bales. They have both hay and straw. It's the stuff that we grow in our back field. That's the hay. They like to eat it in that big, what is that called, Farmer Haley, that they're eating that out of? It's just a round bale feeder. So there you have it, from our hay field into big rounds, right next door to the cows so they can have their meals. Pretty cool, hey? Thanks.